Welcome back to the Client Spotlight. I am with Tom Carney, one of our old clients, one of our favorite clients. Just an all-around amazing person, honestly. But Tom, thank you so much for being here. Tom is the owner of T. Carney Sussex Law, great a lawyer in the Delaware area. Tom, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Steve. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so hey, I know you and I were just trying to catch up on like how did you even hear about us and some of that a second ago, but why don't we start there? I'd love to know from you, like, before you started working with us over these past 5 years or so, had you ever worked with a recruiting company before? Why did you hire us for that first hire, and what was your experience like? Tell us a little bit about that as we're getting started.
Sure, sure. To a few questions there. First, have I ever worked with a recruiting company before? No. Not on the placement end or on the, on the placement end for me. Prior to going on my own and being a business owner. As far as how I heard about you guys, I think it was because you had worked with so many real estate agents, and I had heard of the name, seen the, some advertisements, and I heard really, really good things from a few agents that had recommended you. And then what we did, well, when I reflected upon it, I really felt as though that, my job is to be a lawyer and practice real estate law. My job is not to hire and recruit and understand who possesses what characteristics or skill sets or personality traits that will make them more or less successful with any
Right.
given role, right? So my first few hires that I did myself, and they were unsuccessful. And then when I got you guys involved, that the first process from the first hire forward, it was just an incredibly organized process. Just very, very thorough. I was blown away by the depth at which you guys had searched as far as the overall net that was cast. From then drilling down on each individual applicant to go through the process, I was really just blown away. And as I had thought the hire was successful. The process was great. Working with you guys was awesome, and we had a very, very successful hire, and it was one of the best folks that has ever worked for me. And from there, I never turned back. And since every placement in my company has gone through Ciprani, and of those placements, I would say about maybe 6 or 7 at this point.
Wow.
All of
Yeah.
them are still with me, and the folks that are not, it was not due to anything other than retirement change, major change in life circumstances that led to them having to make a change. None of which were this person is not working out, whether it be because of the underlying skill set or personality issues.
Yeah.
So you guys have been 100%.
Well, I appreciate that. A good process matters, but good leadership matters and good training. And I know that's a big compliment to you, of course, too.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
one thing I like to ask everybody, because it's sometimes hard to put trust in someone else, right? What was one thing as we started this, or we've done 6 or 7 hires at this point. What's something that you're always excited about, when you're in this process, and what's one thing that maybe is a little bit scary, or you were fearful of that first time you did it?
Sure, yeah. So the one thing that is always exciting is the depth of your guys' review, meaning that you have interviews via Zoom that are already recorded for me, along with a summary of the individual, their past, everything else, resumes, etc. So I always get very excited that I'm going to get this really, really detailed picture of a person, and
Yeah.
it'll allow me to review it, to take it in and reflect upon it, reflect upon their candidacy and whether or not they would be a good fit for this group without having to do it on the spot, in front of that individual with an in-person interview. So it allows you to really, make sure that all those other things are, there first before moving to the in-person stage with me, so it's not wasteful for anybody's time.
Yeah.
As far as the the areas of concern, or I guess not necessarily concern, but some potential areas where there could be challenges. I would say it would just really only be the making sure that you get in there, review all the interviews, etc., and get back to the point of contact at Ciprani as in a timely fashion, right? Because
Right.
you want other people to be respectful of you, and you want to be respectful of them as far as their time.
Right.
So knowing that, of course, in addition to everything else that you have to make sure you get in and review that. That would probably be the only thing, but you guys
Sure.
also do make that aspect very easy as well.
Awesome. Well, you might have started answering my next question, but I still want to ask it anyway. If you had to go back in time and you had to give yourself one piece of advice before starting some of this process, or what you've learned even from the hiring process, we've been doing this together a while now, what would that advice be, or what would you say?
Just to outsource everything to Ciprani and just don't do anything yourself. I'm not. I'm an attorney. I'm not a recruiter. I don't know. From a a higher level point of view, the reality is this is a scientific process, just like anything else, right? You guys have your KPA and other standards by which you review somebody to determine how they will or will not fit in a position or an organization. I obviously don't have possess that skill set, and you're placing, so it's a craft or a muscle that you work every single day on and on, and you've mastered that craft, and there's no reason that I should ever be touching a hire beyond reviewing the final interviews and the candidates that you give to me to make a decision from there. So don't hire the two that I did. It was not successful. We'll say that.
Right, right. Just let somebody else get some leverage for your time for sure. We believe
Yeah.
that too. So, I know we're doing another hire with you right now. We're excited
Mhm.
about that, and you're working with Bridget, who's awesome. What's next for your business? What are you excited about as we go into a new year here?
Yeah, I would say two things. One, we're changing title platforms. For those unfamiliar with what that means, which would presumably be most, unless you do what I do. It's the system that helps us facilitate a settlement, from the preparation of documents to the escrowing of the money to everything else. So we have a change. We're using a new system called Qualia, effective January 1st, 2026. Is very exciting because the amount of automation that comes with it
Hmm.
will inevitably save time, reduce errors, and all of those different things. So that's very exciting, as
Yeah,
well as 2026 really being a growth year. I have this hire, and we need to make sure that we continue to maintain our current client base, as well as extend, to additional real estate agents, lenders, small to medium sized builders, to
yeah,
support our business. So,
absolutely.
this is definitely going to be more of a growth year than I've ever, had thus far. Frankly, before was
Yeah.
really maintain. There was organic sales because of the work product, and I was really focused on excellence in the work product, and I didn't want anything to compromise that. And now that we're 6 years in, I'm in a position that the business is in great shape as far as that's concerned.
Hmm.
So it will actually allow me to step out there and to, move directly into the sales component, so to speak,
Yeah.
which is exciting. That's very
I
exciting.
love that. That's very exciting for sure. And last question for you, just real quick. If someone's listening to this and they are in need of your services, you're in the kind of Rehoboth area, how can someone reach out to you guys and get some of your help?
Oh yeah, sure. Our number, probably best, I guess, 302-567-2727. You can also Google us, find our contact information, T Carney Sussex Law. We're above the Seed Bowl in Rehoboth, directly across the street from Walmart.
Yeah.
Um, we do anything and everything real estate, but also too, if it's anywhere, any area of law, whether that be trust and estate, personal injury, whatever it is. I have a data bank of practitioners and firms that I'm able to refer folks to, and I'm very involved with the state of Delaware bar, so I definitely have a feeling and understanding of, who's, the real strongest practitioners, as well as the best value as
Yeah.
far as hourly rates and time, with respect to results for your matter. There are some matters that do not necessitate the involvement of the largest, most expensive, firm in the world, right? And
Yes.
then there's others that may. So the main thing is I tell everybody, treat me like your quarterback, so to speak. Even if it's
Yeah.
not real estate, I'll get you in the right hands. And if it's real estate, obviously we look forward to working with you and helping you.
Absolutely. And I'll just say, they're not every client, I'd say this about, but if you do need Tom's help, he's just that you're just the nicest guy. I mean, it's been such a
Oh,
pleasure. I feel like I
thanks.
should be paying you,
Yeah, oh, thanks.
sometimes. But
I appreciate you saying that. That's awesome.
integrity and character and care and it's just been a pleasure on our side, of course. So I think you
I
can.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's really kind of those things are what we stand for,
Yes.
and that's what has allowed me to build my business. So definitely feel incredibly grateful for that. But those are certainly the core values that we have
Awesome.
founded my practice in this business on.
Awesome. Well, thank you.